look at all the lonely people. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby picked up the rice from a church where a wedding had been. Lives in a dream, waits by the window, wearing a mask that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Father Mackenzie writing the words of a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near. Look at him working, darning the socks at night when there's nobody there. Who does he care? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Hello, my name is Sarah Liddy, and I'm going to be doing my project on the Beatles and their song Eleanor Rigby, and then I'm going to be comparing it to the poem An Ardunal Tomb by Phillip Larkin. Let's start with some background on Eleanor Rigby itself. First of all, Eleanor Rigby was indeed a real person. She lived in Liverpool most of her life, and that's actually where she was buried. Her final resting place is in a churchyard of St. Peter's Church. John Lennon and Paul McCartney met in that churchyard. So considering that Eleanor Rigby was buried there, that could be a possible reason as to why they named the song that. Details about Eleanor Rigby's life is kind of not well known. It's kind of a blank slate. She is believed, obviously, to be the subconscious influence of the song Eleanor Rigby. Rigby died October 10th, 1939, and John Lennon was born just under a year later on October 9th, 1940. Another just kind of interesting fact is that Father Mackenzie in the song was originally supposed to be Father McCartney, paying homage to Paul McCartney's father instead of, but then they later changed it to Mackenzie, which I kind of think sounds better anyway. Okay, now to move on to the actual analysis of Eleanor Rigby and An Ardunal Tomb. Both of these pieces have themes of loneliness, depression, death, and some religion, more in Eleanor Rigby than in An Ardunal Tomb. Eleanor Rigby doesn't really have any glimpse of hope or upliftingness to it, whereas Ardunal Tomb has just a tiny bit in the very last line of the poem where it says, "What will survive of us is love," giving that idea that even after all of these terrible things happen, when this one couple passes in his poem, that even though they're now kind of being forgotten, their love will still live on. In the first line of the second to last stanza, it says, "washing at their identity," kind of portraying the idea that this couple is being forgotten, and as they kind of wash away the memories and the identities of these people who knew them. And it kind of compares to Eleanor Rigby, because Eleanor Rigby was being forgotten and nobody came to her burial, and it says like, "Father Mackenzie washed the dirt from his hands as he walked from the grave, and nobody was saved." She was forgotten. He was the only one there because he worked at the church that she was at, and they were both extremely lonely, and because of that no one was saved. The concept of loneliness was new within the era of the 60s, and the Beatles used it to spread their message that people can actually be going through these depression states and going through all this loneliness, and it's not just happy-go-lucky, everything's great. So they really used their total darkness to send their message and spread it not only through their song of Eleanor Rigby, but many others like Blackbird, and just a lot of their songs.
Ah, look